And I'm going to start recording this conference, and just give me a second before I go live on Facebook while we're waiting for others.
I can see that you're recording it in the corner.
You can see that? That's very good. You're a smart girl. You know what's going around, what's happening around you. That's good. So let's see what it's trying to do here. Sometimes I'm not successful, sometimes I am. Okay, it's a little bit slow, but looks like we are in good luck today. Let's see.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Jai Prabhupada. Good to see you. I'm just trying to see whether we're live on Facebook or not. I can check on my. Just thinking. Okay, might not be in luck today. All right, let's see. It's a little bit slow, so we'll be able to do that. So Rakesh, so that we don't have a problem on the network, we'll have to switch that one off. It's a little bit slow, but it's still going there. That's good. All right. And let's see here. So how are you all?
Hare Krishna Mansi Mataji, Suyash Prabhu.
Very, very.
Hare Krishna Sonal Mataji.
Hare Krishna Shraddha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Danda Pranam. Okay, so we are good. We are able to broadcast. This is good. And let's see who all are there here. Please accept my humble obeisance, all of you who are watching us on Zoom, as well as those who have joined us on the Facebook. So we have Charu Mataji, and I think she's having some technical issues. Charu, can you hear me? I don't think, but she has joined. Yeah.
Can you hear me, Mataji?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, so now you know how to mute and unmute yourself. That's very good. And
Yes.
we have Sonal Mataji here, Danda Pranams, and we have Anya and her mom. And let's see from where this is. Can I just really quickly mute all of you, just to make sure the echo is not coming from me? Hare Krishna. Okay, so it was coming from one of you. So whenever you have to speak, just unmute yourself and go that way. And
Hare Krishna. Sure, Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Varshana Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Jai Prabhupada. All right, so we were just going round robin, and so we have Shraddha-devi Mataji from Foster City. She's also on the call. Is your son also with you, Mataji? Unmute and tell us.
Sorry Mataji, what did you ask?
Is Suraj also with you?
Yes, Suraj is around here. He'll come in between.
He's present everywhere. Okay. And then I heard more names here. So we had Suyash and Manasi. All right, we get to see Manasi today. Okay. So we'll just wait a few minutes for Khyati to join. And actually, I'm looking at the time. It's 6:05. So why don't we start with the prayers? And so I will share the prayers with you so that you don't have to go looking for them. And I'm going to start sharing them, and let me know when you're able to see them. And we're going to do the same prayers that we do in the morning sessions that we have. Here we go. Are you seeing it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So what we do for the prayers again is that we sing the prayers together. And maybe, yeah, most of you come to the class, so that's fine.
You can see Suraj.
You can see Suraj now. Very good. Hare Krishna, Suraj. Okay, and then over there on the sofa, hiding behind the camera, is my husband. Rakesh joined us on the call today. Okay, Rakesh Prabhu.
More participants.
Okay, now no talking. Okay, well we're going to pray. So I'm going to mute. I'm going to mute everybody on the call here, and we're going to sing it together. And because we are recording it, so that's why I am muting all of you, and then I'll unmute you as soon as time becomes right. So we'll first do the Sanskrit together, and I'll just make it a little bit big so that you can all read it, and I'll try to get rid of these millions of screens that are here in front of me, and so that you can see even more of that. And I have switched off the screen that shows me the participants who are joining. So whenever Kathy and Neil join, just let me know. And
here, Mataji.
You're here? Oh, Hare Krishna. See? Good. So when we are really, really ready, and this is not going good at all. Okay. This is good. Okay. So starting with Vigyapti Panchaka, and before that, pronounce to the Guru. Om Jnanatimarandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. So welcome everybody to the Bhakti Vrksa of San Mateo. Although not all of you are from San Mateo, you are from as far wide as India, which is good. It's like a global Bhakti Vrksa. So we'll start with the Vigyapti Panchaka prayers that we have just started praying from a few days ago at other sessions that we have. So I'll speak, and all of you can sing together wherever you are. Matsamo nasti papatma na paradhi chakaschana parihare pilajyame kim bhuve purushottama yuvati nam yatha yuni yunam cha yuvtau yatha manobhi ramate tadvan mano me ramatam tvai bhumau skhalita padanam bhumirevaavalambanam tvai jata paradhanam tvameva sharanam prabhu Govinda vallabhe radhe prarthaye tvamaham sada tvadiyam iti janatu govindo mam tvaya saha Radhe vrindavanadhishe karunamrita vahini kripaya nija padapcha tasyam mayam pradiyatam. So I'm going to unmute all of you, and we will now do the translation for these verses, and we'll go one by one. And so now Charu Mataji was the first one to join our call today. So Charu, are you in a position to read?
Yes, where the
From
Sanskrit or the English, Mataji?
No, from the screen and the English, and I'm just going to zoom out a little bit.
Yeah,
you won't be able to read it.
Broken.
Yeah.
On the front, it's broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, I can
Okay,
read the English part, right? Yeah.
Yeah, just one. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. O Purushottama, no sinner or offender is as bad as I am. How can I describe my shame? Just as the minds of young ladies take pleasure in young men, and the minds of young men take pleasure in young women, kindly let my mind take pleasure in you alone. Hare Krishna.
Okay, who came after that? Was it Sonal Mataji, I think?
Sudevi.
Sudevi and Sonal? Okay, then go ahead, Sudevi Mataji. This one.
Just as the ground is the only support for those whose feet have slipped, you alone are the only shelter for those who have offended you.
Sonal.
Yeah. O Srimati Radharani, beloved of Lord Govinda, this is my request. May you and Lord Govinda consider me one of your assistants.
Okay, submitting the resume. Okay, who's next? I think it was Archana, right? Archana, you or Ananya, whoever wants to read.
Okay, Mataji. O Srimati Radharani, O Queen of Vrindavana, you are a river flowing with the nectar of mercy. Please be kind to me and give me a little service at your lotus feet.
Okay, good. Next time we'll give. So now we have done with the prayers. So we'll do the chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Which chapter are you reading in the chat? I mean, we're reading chapter 1 in our regular Bhagavad Gita sessions, but this is like an off session. So whatever we are reading with the regular chat, we can do that. What's the
8, chapter 8.
8 now?
So from today we are reading chapter 8.
Oh, today's Ekadashi, right? Yeah. Okay. It's the Bhagavad Gita chapter transition. Okay. So let me bring up chapter 8 and then I will share that screen with you all. And so I don't remember because I was having trouble with broadcasting on Facebook. So that's why I just kind of lost track of the order in which you appeared, but just, use the honor system. And while we're talking about Facebook, I wanted to welcome Pran Gopika Mataji and Sophie Mataji. Sophie, I'm so glad that you are over here. And Koladeep Pran Prabhu as well. Hare Krishna. It's indeed a blessing for me to have Koladeep Pran Prabhu in my call here. So now I need to share with you. And am I sharing it or not?
You haven't yet.
Haven't yet shared. Yeah, I'm sharing. I was sharing something else with you. And how is it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you need the font increase, right? Okay. So go ahead. So we had Sonal Mataji, she did the reading. And after that?
Can start. Text 1, chapter 8, pertaining to Supreme. Arjuna inquired, O my Lord, O Supreme Person, what is Brahman? What is the Self? What are fruitive activities? What is this
Is
material?
it just 1 minute? Is it just me who's hearing an echo or is everybody getting an echo?
We are also
There is some echo.
Okay.
There is some echo.
Okay. Can you all mute yourself and then just
Someone
have Suyash Prabhu speak? Unless the echo is coming from him. I don't know.
Arjuna inquired, O my Lord, O Supreme Person, what is Brahman? What is the Self? What are fruitive activities? What is this material manifestation? And what are the demigods? Please explain this to me. Text 2. Who is the Lord of sacrifice and how does he live in the body, O Madhusudana? And how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death?
Text 3. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, the indestructible, transcendental living entity is called Brahman, and his eternal nature is called Adhyatma, the Self. Action pertaining to the development of the material bodies of the living entities is called karma, or fruitive activities. Text 4. O best of embodied beings, the physical nature, which is constantly changing, is called Adhibhuta, the material manifestation. The universal form of the Lord, which includes all the demigods, like those of the sun and moon, is called Adidaiva. And I, the Supreme Lord, represented as the Supreme Soul in the heart of Super Soul in the heart of every embodied being, I am called Adiyagna, Adiyagya, the Lord of Sacrifice.
Sacrifice. Okay. I just wanted to mention this particular word, right? So it has only one T in it, and it is pronounced as fruitive activity. So it's not fruitive. So it doesn't have two T's in it. So it's fruitive activities. So fruitive activities are activities for which you are looking at the results of the activities, right? Karma kandi activities are fruitive activities. Okay. Who wants to go next? And remember your position for the next round of reading.
Yeah, unmute yourself, Anya.
Okay, so text 4. O best of embodied beings, the physical nature, which is constantly changing, is called Adhibhuta, the material manifestation. The universal form of the Lord, which includes all the demigods, like those of the sun and moon, is called Adidaiva. And I, the Supreme Lord, represented as the super soul in the heart of every embodied being, am called Adiyagna, the Lord of Sacrifice. And whoever at the end of his life quits his body, remembering me alone at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt.
Who wants to go up next?
Varshana Mataji wants to go next.
Okay. Yes, Mataji. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna, and at the same time, carry out your prescribed duty of fighting with your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me. You will attain me without doubt. Hare Krishna.
He who, he who meditates on me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path. He, O Partha, is sure to reach me. One should meditate upon the Supreme Person as the one who knows everything, as he who is the oldest, who is the controller, who is smaller than the smallest, is the maintainer of everything, who is beyond all material conception, who is inconceivable, and who is always a person. He is luminous like the sun, and he is transcendental beyond this material nature.
One who at the time of death fixes his life hair between the eyebrows and by the strength of yoga with an undeviating mind engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion will certainly attain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Persons who are learned in the Vedas, who utter Omkar, and who are great sages in the renounced order enter into Brahman. Desiring such perfection, one practice celibacy. I shall now briefly explain to you this process by which one may attain salvation.
Anybody remaining on the call? I can't see the participants.
I don't think
Can go next. The text. Hare Krishna.
Hold
Can I
on.
go next?
Charu didn't get a chance.
Mataji, like there's like a plus sign. If you tap on that, then you can scroll and you can see everybody.
Yeah, I know that. Here's a
Hare Krishna.
Rakesh Prabhu did not.
online classes.
Rakesh Prabhu did not do it.
Yeah.
Mataji.
I'm just going to give him the book here because we are having some technicals. Are you in? Are you on the call? Okay, can you see the screen? Okay, I'll have to mute myself here so that you can go and read. So we are
Text 12. Hare Krishna. Text 12. The yogic situation is that of detachment from the sensual engagements, closing off all the doors of the scenes, and fixing the mind on the heart and the life air at the top of the head. One establishes himself in yoga. Text 13. After being situated in this yoga practice and vibrating this sacred syllabus Om, the supreme combination of letters, if one thinks of Supreme Personality of Godhead and quits his body, he will certainly reach spiritual planets. Hare Krishna.
we'll have Rakesh Prabhu read the next two verses, and I'm going to go on mute because otherwise there'll be a problem here.
Mataji, we can't hear him. Probably he's on mute. That's why.
Wait, I have to unmute. For one who always remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pratha, because of his constant engagement in devotional service. Text 15. After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries because they have attained the highest perfection.
Text 16. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of miseries.
Okay, so 16 and 17 I'm going to read. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery. wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. By human calculation, 1,000 ages taken together form the duration of Brahma's one day, and such also is the duration of his night. At the beginning of Brahma's, back again to, who was reading first? Charu Mataji,
At
tell
the,
me who did that. Sonal.
she read Mataji already.
I
After
can
her,
Sonal
it was
Mataji.
me.
Yeah, Sudevi
So Devi,
Mataji.
you read.
At
Sudevi.
the beginning of Brahma's day, all living entities become manifest from the unmanifest state, and thereafter, when the night falls, they are merged into the unmanifest again. Text 19. Again and again, when Brahma's day arrives, all living entities come into being, and with the arrival of Brahma's night, they are helplessly annihilated.
Yet there is an unmanifest nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and it is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. That which the Vedantists describe as unmanifest and infallible, that which is known as the supreme destination, that place from which, having attained it, one never returns, that is my supreme abode.
Okay.
Text,
You too.
Mataji, shall I go?
Go ahead.
Text 22. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is greater than all, is attainable by unalloyed devotion. Although he is present in his abode, he is all pervading and everything is situated within him. Text 23. O best of the Bharatas, I shall now explain to you the different times at which, passing away from this world, the yogi does or does not come back.
Those who know the Supreme Brahman attain that Supreme by passing away from the world during the influence of the fiery god in the light at an auspicious moment of the day, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, or during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north. Text 25.
I'm going to
Mataji, can you
scroll
go
that.
a bit
I'm
more?
going
Yeah.
to scroll that up. Yeah. And just before we go to the to text number 25, this is fiery God, right? It's
Yeah.
fiery God. Okay. 25.
Text 25. The mystic who passes away from this world during the smoke, the night, the fortnight of the waning moon, or the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, reaches the moon planet, but again comes back.
Text 26. According to the Vedic opinion, there are two ways of passing from this world, one in light and one in darkness. When one passes in light, he does not come back, but when one passes in darkness, he returns. Text 27. Although the devotees know these two paths, O Arjuna, they are never bewildered, therefore, be always fixed in devotion.
Am I next, Mataji?
I think there's still many who haven't read, right? Kathy, Meera?
Yeah, I think Anya's
Varsha.
turn, then Varshana Mataji.
Okay, let Ananya finish it and then we'll do a quick poll. Ananya, go ahead.
Anya.
An-
Text 28. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from the studying the Vedas, performed sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these, and at the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode.
Very good. Okay. So we got one chapter of Bhagavad Gita done today. We did the regular reading of that, chapter number 8. And Anya, this is bereft. This word is bereft. Okay. Now, before we go further, I'm just going to go into this screen because it's getting a little bit confusing for me to keep track, and I want to be fair to everybody here. So let me get rid of this participant screen. This time of the day, it's a little bit difficult to conduct these calls because of the sheer load. Everybody's awake. In the morning at 6:30, nobody's there, so we have an easy time having these calls. So here, I just want to make sure that we follow the order. of reading, right? So who read just now?
Yeah.
Anya read it, right? So after Anya, who reads?
Varshana Mataji.
Asana.
Okay, now Varshana, you remember, you have to go after Anya. And then after
Okay.
Varshana, who goes?
Mataji, Suraj also wants to read once.
Okay. So after Varshana?
It's our turn, Mataji.
Okay,
Me
so
and he
remember,
will
right?
read it.
Remember your left and right, yeah, before and after. So after Varshana, it is Khyati, Mataji and Niral Prabhu. Okay, after that, who read?
I think Rajesh Prabhu.
Rakesh Prabhu.
Rakesh Prabhu, yeah.
Okay,
And I don't know, I missed probably Archana Mataji in the turn,
Okay.
in the sequence.
Okay.
Or she read.
Archana Mataji read after me, Mataji.
All right. So we are going to have a recreation, destruction of everything. We're going to start the list again. This is what happens in Srishti. Okay, so as I see people over here, as I see them standing on my screen, I see Suyash Prabhu. I see his wife, lovely wife, Manasi. Then I see Sonal Mataji. Then I see Sudevi. And then I will put Sudevi and Suraj together so that you just have to do one mute and unmute. I see Khyati Mataji and I see Neeral. So both can do it whichever order they want. And then I see Anya. And I see Varshana Mataji. I see Archana. And then I see Rakesh Prabhu. Right? And then I see myself. Okay?
And Charu Mataji also, she's not on video, I guess.
I am on the top. Yeah.
Mataji, can we see you a little bit? Okay, no pressures there. Okay.
So who should I be after?
Yeah, you will be after Archana.
Archana, okay.
Okay, Archana, can you wave your hands?
Who's Archana?
Okay, this one is Archana.
This here, Mataji.
Young lady, young girl.
Okay, there you go. And she's Anya's mom. So the little baby over there is Anya. Okay, so you got all of you got your things going. So now we're going to go into the chapter. So Khyati Machi is going to do the weekly ritual, and she's going to give the PDF if she has not already given.
PDF of the book?
PDF of chapter 1.
Did you, one second, Mataji, did you send me or I should make the PDF?
No, I sent it to you yesterday.
Oh, okay. I probably
to you and Neeral Prabhu, to that group.
Yeah, I'll just pull it.
I also put a tiny link there. So
yes,
maybe
I saw it now.
The link, yeah,
Yes.
link on the chat, and then and nothing nowhere else, anywhere else.
Yes, Mataji. I'll post it in the chat group and in the WhatsApp group both.
Okay, right, so that you have a copy of that. But for the purposes of this reading session, I'll just bring up it here and I will just share it with all of you, right? So that everybody's looking at the same thing and there's no confusion, no nothing. And then I've also zoom it up nicely so that you all can read. And let's see how much can I zoom also in this. So let's see here. I think this is the maximum that I can go, and I have to start sharing the screen with you. And who was the one who read last?
Ananya.
Ananya read, right? Who goes after Ananya?
Now new turn or the old turn?
Now I have
new turn, right? We have a new turn. Who goes after Anya in the new turn?
Varsana Mataji.
There you go, Varshana. Then you read one paragraph, right? And we will just, it's a gambling here. If you get a big paragraph, you read a big paragraph. If you get a small paragraph, you read a small paragraph. But there's plenty of reading that you will do. So you get a chance to exercise your vocal cords. So again,
I posted
I'm getting go. Yeah, just make sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, Mataji. Harmonizing body, mind, and spirit through meditation. According to the National Health Interview Survey, 75% of general population in America experiences at least some stress every 2 weeks. Millions of people around the world suffer from unhealthy levels of stress. This stress contributes to heart disease, high blood pressure, strokes, and affects the immune system in many individuals. Throughout the day, when we experience stress, our, our bodies automatically react in ways that prepare us to fight or run. In some cases of extreme danger, this physical response is helpful. Sorry. However, a prolonged state of such agitation can cause physical damage to every part of the body. Hare Krishna.
Which Mataji was that?
Archana Mataji, my mom.
Archana? Oh, okay, then I'm next after her. Hare Krishna. One of the main causes of stress is the disharmony of body, mind, and spirit. Meditation is a means by which the body, mind, and spirit can be harmonized. Meditation affects the body in exactly the opposite way that stress does, restoring the body to a calm state, helping the body to repair itself, and preventing new damage due to the physical effects of stress.
Okay, so here's something that we have set a certain order of reading, and I'll get completely confused if you don't follow it. So right now, I want Archana Mataji to go. And Archana, remember, it's your turn to read after Varshana. So you come in and start reading.
I think Mataji, I was going after Sudevi Mataji. That's why I didn't go.
No,
Okay,
you're
so
not.
sorry.
Okay, I'm going to read it out again, right? I don't want to spend the whole evening in just reading this order. Suyash Prabhu, Manasi, Sonal, Sudevi, Suraj, Khyati, Nirav, Anya, Varshana, Archana, Charo, Rakesh, and Sandhya. Is that clear now?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Okay. So the mental relaxation that meditation brings about has real physiological benefits. The American Heart Association reports recent studies funded by National Institute of Health that those practicing meditation lowered their blood pressure and reported less stress and anger, and exhibited a direct correlation between meditation and decreased incidence of heart rate, heart attack, and stroke. For thousands of years, spiritual traditions from around the world have emphasized the need for a balanced practice of contemplation and meditation in our individual lives. Today, science and biology affirm the same.
Okay.
Mataji, excuse me, who was reading? Can they speak their name, please?
Yeah, that's a good idea, and that's a good suggestion. Yeah, before you speak, you just tell your name. So that was Archana who read. And
I'm Archana.
Okay, you have to read. Do you want to read? Rakesh Prabhu? Okay.
After Archana Mataji was my name here, but I'm wrong. I don't know.
Mataji, you just read out of.
I did. So I'll let go. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
Skip your.
Mataji, we don't hear any voice.
Okay. What is meditation? According to the Webster Dictionary, the meaning of the word meditate is to enlarge in contemplation or reflection, or to engage in mental exercise for the purpose of reaching a heightened level of spiritual awareness.
Okay, who's going next?
You.
It is your turn, Mataji.
After Rakesh, I'm supposed to read, okay?
Yeah.
The main objective of meditation is to focus one's attention. It should be a focus on sensations of breathing or emotions or thoughts or sound vibrations. Ultimately, it's about bringing the mind back to here and now, as opposed to letting the mind drift. Okay, now if you let your mind drift, then you will not know your position in the queue. So it's very important that you focus, and that's why I'm emphasizing attention and focus in this class today.
Meditation helps.
So go ahead. So after now I'm done. So we've gone one round we have done. So we'll start again with Suyash Prabhu.
Meditation helps stabilize the mind and calm the senses of the body. However, the purpose of meditation is not to simply stabilize the mind as an end in itself, but to use the stabilized, sharpened mind to achieve a higher state of consciousness, which brings serenity, clarity, and bliss for the spirit within.
Different kinds of meditation. Meditation can be practiced in different ways. While there are numerous different meditation techniques, a common thread runs through virtually all meditative techniques.
Being in the now. Rather than focusing on the past or the future, virtually all meditative practices involve focusing on right now. This involves experiencing each moment, letting it go, and experiencing the next.
Altered state of consciousness. With time, maintaining a quiet mind and focus on the present can lead to an altered level of consciousness that isn't a sleeping state, but isn't quite the average wakeful state either. Meditation increases brain activity in an area of the brain associated with happiness, positive thoughts, and emotions. Regular practice brings prolonged positive changes in these areas. Researchers
Oh,
generally
hold on, Mataji. Hold on. Let your son go.
Suraj, this line.
What? I thought you were completing.
Yeah, I finished. Shh. Researchers, this line you have to finish.
Just that one?
Yeah, read it.
Okay. Concentrative
And then painade.
researchers generally classify meditation techniques in two different categories.
Concentrative.
Two different categories.
What is that?
Concentrative and non-concentrative.
That's it. That's it.
What?
Yeah.
Concentrative techniques involve focusing on a particular object that's generally outside of oneself, a candle's flame, the sound of an instrument, or a particular mantra.
Non-concentrative meditation, on the other hand, can include broader focus, the sound in one's environment, as well as internal body states and one's own breathing.
Anya?
Let us explore one of the forms of meditation, mantra meditation, or meditation on sound vibrations. Mantra is a Sanskrit word which means that which frees the mind. A mantra is a sound vibration that frees the mind from all stress and build up negative emotion energies like anger, vengeance, envy, and prepares the mind to tune in to the positive emotional energies like forgiveness, tolerance, compassion, and humility.
Varshana?
Sound vibration have the potency to alter the state of our mind. If someone speaks to us rudely, our mind becomes depressed. If someone speaks to us with kindness and love, our mind becomes elated. If we hear our favorite song or music, our mind becomes relaxed. However, speeches from great leaders have inspired the minds of people to create revolutions in history. These are all effects of the sound vibration altering the state of mind. Mantra meditation is based on this principle. Hare Krishna. This was Varsana.
This is Archana. The mantra recommended to overcome the ill effects of this age of disagreement and duplicity is the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, this is Charu. Hare is the divine feminine energy which is in all accepting, all forgiving, and all loving. Krishna is the all attractive source of beauty, power, and truth. Rama is the reservoir of aesthetic spiritual pleasure, the joy of giving and serving. The combination of three words are arranged in the mantra, calls upon the facilities within us that emanate the mind with spiritual energy. Mantra meditation can be very easily performed by following three people.
Charu Mataji, that's good. That's good, right? When you find your paragraph has ended, then you just let go.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Rakesh, please read.
Mantra meditation can be very easily performed by following the 3P formula. First, posture. One should sit in a comfortable, relaxed position, neither too rigid nor too flexible. 2. Pronunciation. Each syllable of the mantra must be pronounced clearly so as to produce the right sound vibration. Mantra meditation is all about focusing the mind on hearing the sound vibration and and hence pronouncing all the syllables correctly is very important. Number 3, prayer. While focusing on the sound vibration, the practitioner is encouraged to meditate on the meaning of each word as mentioned above. This chanting is a call for grace, an attitude of gratitude prepares the mind to tune into higher realms of consciousness.
Yeah, that's higher realms of consciousness. Overcoming challenges during meditation. One of the major stumbling blocks for a meditation practitioner has been to contend with the restless mind. Unless the mind is purified of its lower base instincts, it will continue to provide newer challenges and obstacles. Okay, back to Suyash Prabhu.
Wisdom from the Bhagavad Gita, an ancient text on Bhakti Yoga says, Bandhur atmatmanas tasya yenatmaivatmana jitaha anantmanustu shatrutve vartetatmaiva shatruvat.
For one who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy.
The constant practice of the process of mantra meditation helps tame the restless mind by gradually befriending it. A regulated lifestyle of healthy diet, discipline, and positive association helps in reducing distractions and in steadying the mind. The activities that we perform during the entire day have a profound impact on the mind's response during meditation.
Haribol. Okay, so now what I want all of you to do is we'll do a little exercise. I want all of you to take a deep breath and sit, relax, take a deep breath. And for the next 1 minute, and I'm timing that 1 minute, I just want all of you to quietly look inside yourself. And you don't have to share this with me later on, but jot down 3 places where your mind went when we were reading this particular chapter. You don't have to tell me anything. It's for your own thing. Okay? So I'm going to start the clock now for a minute. Ten more seconds. Okay, we can stop now. I'm going to stop sharing with you all. And so a few questions I'm just going to ask you here is that, do we have anybody in the group here whose mind did not go anywhere during the reading? Good. Because if there was somebody in this group whose mind did not go anywhere, I would have asked them to leave because they don't need to learn how to meditate. They're already meditating. They're very good at it. Okay. Anybody had just one?
Yeah.
One, very good. Two?
Yes, me.
Me. Two.
Ask when you
Me too.
answer when you're asked, right? So two.
Me,
Three?
Anya.
Three? Okay. 4, 5, 6, 10. Okay. So let's go back and I think, yeah. And Kathy Machi, you have already shared the document, right? Can everybody download it on your machines? Because I don't want to share the document. I want you to look at your own documents. I want to rather see you when we are doing the discussion. If it's, it goes
Yeah,
crazy.
I have shared in the chat group as well as in the WhatsApp message.
WhatsApp, perfect. Yeah. So wherever you are comfortable, whichever you are comfortable, please come and let me know when you have opened that document.
We have opened.
Kathy has opened the document for you. Very good.
Ready, Mataji.
You got that? Okay. So what we're doing is what we do always is that now that we have done our reading, and hope we did a concentrated reading there, because I'm going to ask for your reflections now here, right? So what are some of the things that come to your mind? And we'll kind of go over it paragraph by paragraph. So don't jump, right? Because it will be all over. It's a big document and a big group both, right? So we'll just go paragraph by paragraph. If you don't have any reflection, just don't say anything. And if you have some reflections, then you can share the reflections with us. So
Mataji, when you say reflection, is it the point which I like or some takeaway point?
Yes. Yes.
Mataji, can I go?
Yes, please. Yeah.
The 3 P's, although they were known to me in a different way.
Yeah, hold on. So Devi, we are talking about the first paragraph only.
Oh, sorry.
So this is about focus. You have to focus on what your teacher is telling you and listen and hear, because we are going to talk about a special type of meditation today, which involves your ears, right? So let's use this exercise this session as an exercise for all of us. Okay. So first paragraph is what I've asked for.
Anya wants to say something. Anya, go ahead.
Anya, go ahead.
It's like they're talking about mantra meditation and how it's important.
In the first paragraph, did it talk about mantra meditation?
Well, I don't remember because there's no document.
It talks about
share the document with your mom.
Yeah. You can also see the chat box, Anya. I have posted the link over there. You can copy that and put it in your web browser. It will open.
Mataji, can I go?
I have something to share, Mataji.
Go ahead.
So it says, throughout the day, when we experience stress, our body automatically reacts in a way that prepares us to fight or run. That's a big thing. Like when we fight, we are really stressful, and that's what is going on in the body whenever we are stressed. So that caught my eyes.
So when would you fight and when would you run?
When something has happened very something very untoward, or
if it doesn't want
or fighting or running.
or something tragic.
So something tragic happens, what will you do? You'll fight it or run?
Run.
I'll run.
Okay, and when will
You
you
run because you're scared or you're afraid or you just want to be alone.
and when would you fight? How does the mind decide? Like suppose a dog is coming at you. Would you fight it or would you run?
You'll run.
You'll run? Okay. If
If
you're a dog trainer, what would you do?
Fight.
Then you would fight.
Fight, right? So what is it that determines?
Because if the dog will only chase you if you start to run.
Good point.
Okay, good. Yeah. So when would you fight? When will you run? It depends on the fight or flight. This is our instinct, right? If we think that we'll be able to fight it, then we stand and fight. If we realize that we're going to lose this battle, then we run away. Right? That is your deciding factor. That can I fight it or can I run away from it? And that's what we do all the time. Like people come into devotional service, and then there's Maya, and then we say, okay, I'm going to fight, but we lose the battle. Then what do? We run and go back into her laps like that, right? So fight or flight. Okay, good point. What else? I think there were a few more people who wanted to share their thoughts.
Devi Mataji.
Go ahead, Sudevi.
Yes, Mataji. The first paragraph talks about the stress which we feel in material life.
Okay.
That is what I understood from the first paragraph.
Good.
And something related to today's thing, right? They say coronavirus happens to people with pre-existing conditions. So if you're like stressed, it weakens your immune system, and like the whole chronological order, how it affects your body is something that I realize the importance of it.
Corona is on your mind, Mataji.
Actually, as I was thinking, it should be on everybody's mind. Actually, what I was thinking was that as I was, when I picked up this chapter and I, read the first two paragraphs, I was thinking about you, Kathy, because of your background and you work in that area, right?
Yes.
That's well, this is something that will really interest you. And I don't know when this was written, this manual. And so it says that 75% of the general population in America experiences at least some stress in every 2 weeks. And I was like, that's a very low figure.
Yes, I was about to say that.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So let's go to the next paragraph. What is there?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sorry, I wanted to say in the first paragraph,
Please go ahead. Yeah.
Mataji, there is always a stress of something or the other. How to avoid it? This question is in my mind.
Okay. Hold on to that question.
Okay,
Mataji, right? We'll try to address that. Okay. Paragraph 2.
Can I go?
Yeah.
So the bad thing about stress is that it doesn't affect just your body, like physically. If it did, then you could take care of it, but it affects the mind and the spirit, and then all three together, it's very crushing when
Yeah. Good point.
Yes.
One thing is good that knowing about meditation, at least it gives us hope, because so far you just think, oh, there is always stress. So we see hope that there is meditation.
Yeah.
That is the second paragraph.
Yeah.
This harmony of body, mind, and spirit. That's from one verse, which is like spirit should control mind should control.
Yeah. Bhagavad Gita. Right. Lowest is the dull matter. Above the matter are the senses. Above the senses, the mind. Above the mind is intelligence, and above the intelligence is the soul. And above the soul is the
Super soul.
Super soul. Okay. Good. Very good. Right. So in the first paragraph, they kind of told you that there is about the existence of stress, right? That stress exists. So we kind of acknowledge that. And then here we are talking about the causes, right? In this second paragraph, we talk about what causes stress. And then we also talked about the means by which you can start to get rid of that. Okay, so they brought in the concept of meditation.
There is some echo, Mataji, at your end.
Yeah, I don't know from where it's coming. The mental.
It's gone now.
Yes, gone. Okay, yeah. So, okay, let's go and look at the third paragraph. Any thoughts from the third paragraph?
I think the benefit, right, that even NIH recognizes that practicing some kind of meditation, how it has a physical effect, how it leads to emotional effect, and there is like direct correlation between the long-term diseases also.
Right. So what is the meaning of physiological benefit? Kathy, I'm posing that question to you because,
Physiological benefit is it works at like even at the molecular level, that all our hormones come in the balance. Then it works at the like at our organal level, that all our organs work in a proper fashion. like digestion, circulation, and that leads to effect on disease elimination. That if your circulation is improper, you will have high blood pressure. So once you do the meditation, it calms you down, your circulation becomes proper, and ultimately it has the outcome on the disease as well.
Good, thank you. Any other thoughts? Okay, then what is meditation? The next paragraph from there.
When you reflect on something.
So meditation is when you reflect on something. Okay, good. What else?
Or you engage in the mental exercise, right? It's with the mind that you do.
You engage in...
Or Mataji, when you contemplate on the Lord, I mean, yeah, on the object.
Pastimes.
For a higher thing.
Yeah.
Something higher.
Okay, good, good, good. All good answers. All right.
Mataji,
Go ahead.
You like focus on Lord Krishna or any form of Lord Vishnu?
Yes, very good. Then let's look at different kinds of meditation. So tell us how, what were the different types that were mentioned? Yeah, go back.
Meditating on the breathing or emotions or thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And also mantra meditation.
Oh, mantra. Anya is big for it. We will have to do some mantra meditation today. Otherwise, Anya will ask for her money back. Okay. Okay. All right.
Mantra meditation, exactly.
Okay, so mantra meditation, focusing on the breath, etc. that you said. Okay. And then they talked about the techniques of meditation, right? What were the techniques of meditation that I mentioned going forward in the paragraphs there?
Contemplative and non-contemplative techniques.
So there were two techniques, right?
Concentrative and
There were three techniques, the 3P.
No. There are two techniques, Anya. Concentrative and non-concentrative.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. If you go paragraph by paragraph, Anya, if you focus on the document in front of you, because this meditation class is about focus, right? But if you go jump and think from your mind, I want you to focus your eyes on the paper in front of you, right? And we are going...
But I can't copy it. I can't copy it.
Oh, you can't? Okay, let me just post another link.
Yeah, post on WhatsApp and you know, can you open it? Because I think she needs the document in front of her because it's a big involved document. Archana, is there some way that she can have access to the document?
Actually, Mataji, she's on other room and I'm in this different room. So I'll just share with her. Just a minute. I'll just share it with her.
Yeah, if you can text her the link.
Even a WhatsApp message would be too, right? For her.
Yeah. Because trying to be in the same room also has its own problems. So echo and all that, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So while they are doing that Adan and Pradhan, yeah, so we talked about concentrative techniques and non-concentrative techniques, right? So what was concentrative techniques? What do we do? What does the document say?
You focus only on one particular object.
And generally the object is?
An instrument.
Outside of oneself. Good. Right? It's generally outside of oneself. Like, you know, you can focus on a candle flame or some instrument is playing or on a mantra like that. Okay. And what's the non-concentrative meditation?
You can focus just on whatever is out there, right? Like in one's environment or on internal body state or on breathing.
Okay.
Just being in the moment, something like that.
Okay.
You really focus on something.
Okay. So then what was the meditation technique that they talked about?
Mantra meditation.
Mantra meditation, of course, right? So what do we do in mantra meditation?
Focus on the sound vibration.
We focus on some sound vibration. Any sound vibration we can focus on, right?
Or transcendental.
You have to focus on the
Maha
transcendental
mantra.
sound vibration.
About mantra. Good. So we see that we started this exercise. We started this exercise of reading from the 2 pages. And it talked about stress and it talked about how it leads to diseases, which is a good way of capturing the attention of a person who has just come to the Bhakti Vrksa and is reading the first chapter from the Bhakti Vrksa. Now, this is not the case, right? now, what is happening now is that you have already read the entire book except for a few chapters in the beginning. Most of you have done that, right? So when you go back and read the book again, we're not going to start from the rudimentary levels, right? I mean, it's okay for a new person to make him aware as to how unhappy this situation is, how stressful life is, and it's full of diseases and this and that. So that's one way to talk about diseases. But Prabhupada, if you take a Prabhupada's take on, what is a disease, Prabhupada says, this body is a disease. The fact that, because he's looking at it from a very higher plane, he's saying that you are transcendental, you are a soul, and you're thinking that you are the body. That's the biggest disease that you have, right? And then again, when we talk about the problems of life, somebody might say that, my problem is that I have got ulcers in my stomach. My problem is my hair is falling down. My problem is I don't have money. But then Prabhupada again defines that there are 4 problems here. The most important problems. What are they?
Birth, death, old age,
Birth,
disease.
death, old age,
Birth,
and
death, old
disease.
age, and disease. Very correct, right? So that's something that we need to keep in mind. So Prabhupada said that we don't understand that we are actually in a disease condition of life, and it's not a healthy condition of life at all, just to be in this material world. But we don't understand that, and we are just thinking that, oh, I'm eating, I'm sleeping, I'm dancing. This is also nice. Life is so very nice. Where is the disease? And if you can all mute yourselves so that I can get the echo. But then he's saying that your very body is a disease. And this very body is subjected to so many tribulations and so many sufferings itself. And the fact that you're thinking that I am this body. And actually, well, there are some sentences I had heard, but I'm going to refrain from them because we have kids in the classroom here. So, and then of course, this book, obviously we know, is geared to bring people into devotional service. So we talk about my techniques of meditation, we talk about types of meditation, we talk about this and that, but then we very quickly jump to mantra meditation because that's what we're going to talk about. And I was listening to somebody's lecture, and it was amazing. This phrase just struck me. They said that Krishna consciousness is a life terminating disease. Now, if you look at that from a very mundane perspective, this will be a very horrifying thought to think that, what? Krishna consciousness, and he asked me to get into Krishna consciousness and you're going to terminate my life? So what he meant was that you are getting life after life after life after life. You're getting bodies after bodies after bodies after bodies, a million times, right? And when you come into Krishna consciousness and you pursue Krishna consciousness and you achieve Krishna consciousness in perfection, then this cycle of birth and death, Brahmane Brahmite, right? We are constantly going in this Brahman, higher planets, lower planets, this body, that body, higher body, lower body, rich body, poor body, like that, right? This country, that country, we have been taking births again. So that cycle gets terminated. So in some ways, Krishna consciousness is also a disease, but it's a very good kind of a disease as compared to the other, right? And then, of course, now trying to talk about that, okay, accept. So first we have to accept that we have this bigger disease, right? And which affects, like you rightly pointed out, that if it affects, the whole thing, the body and the mind, right? And the soul to that extent, and the spirits are also affected by that. So we hear about this simile used in the Bhagavad Gita, which equates your body to a chariot, right? So what else is said about that chariot? So the body is a chariot, and then how do they further go and define it? You can unmute yourself and answer.
Senses.
You have senses. So what are the senses?
Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin.
Yeah, no, in the chariot, what are the senses?
Horses.
There are the 5 horses, Mataji.
5 horses are the, okay, very good. And then?
The roads
And then
are the mind.
Say that again, one at a time.
Reins are the mind.
Who is the mind? The reins are the mind. Okay.
Okay. And then the person controlling is the intelligence, and the passenger is soul.
Is the soul. Okay, good, very good. All right. So, and then of course we are trying to get over this, right? We are trying to find out that we get some kind of a technique, we build some kind of a strength so that the mind becomes strong, and the mind is able to hold the reins very tightly on the senses, because the senses will go all in all the directions. And as mentioned in my previous lectures as well, that the senses are all very active. They're actively seeking their objects. And what I mean by that is that if you are the eye, right? If the sense organ of eye, it's constantly looking for forms. The nose is looking for different kinds of smells, right? The tongue is looking for different kinds of tastes and things like that, right? So we have to find out a way by which we can tighten the reins on these senses, right? And we will do that by suitable practice, because otherwise, Arjun says to Krishna that it's very, very difficult thing for us to do. Okay, now let's go to the next page of the handout. And is Anya's nicely placed, Archana, as regards the handout?
Mataji, she's not there now. She's gone to the other room.
Okay. You can speak up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So tell me, right, what did we learn in the first 3 paragraphs? What did we learn?
We were talking about the benefits of meditation. Like in day-to-day life, we are, because of the, stress and all tensions going around, we are getting, lots of diseases like heart diseases, stroke, high blood pressure and all.
We are on page number 2 now.
Okay.
So I'm looking for what does page number 2 tell you about sound vibrations.
Yeah, page number 2, Mataji, it's talking about the transcendental sound vibrations like mantra meditation, and we focus on Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, because Hare means the spiritual energy of the Lord, which is Radharani, and Krishna, he's the all attractive, and Rama is the reservoir of pleasure. So
good. Now, what does the page start with? There's a comment that is made in the very beginning of the page. Anybody else wants to give us that?
Vibration of a potency. It talks about how music affects the mind, how speeches of great person affects the mind, all the revolutions that has caused due to these speeches. So basically, cause and effect because of sound that's being portrayed in a form.
Give me an example. Can you give me an example of people who were affected by sound vibrations? Yeah.
Prabhupada, we can say Prabhupada's, let's say in
Prabhupada was affected?
No. He affected us.
He affected us. Okay.
Good way, yeah, right. And then Martin Luther King in the United States, his speech and all of the things got into revolution. The music, Beatles got revolution of some other kind.
Okay, good. What about the bad kind of effects from sound vibrations?
Hitler.
Well, is anyone speaking rudely to us or in a tone which we do not like, or is not in a harmony with what we think, then that gives a negative impact.
Yes.
So even during the day starting, if something happens badly, then the rest of the day, it alters our state of mind. And then
what about an example of somebody's state of mind being altered from one extreme of the spectrum to the other extreme from our scriptures? Somebody's state of mind.
Just hearing. Yes, Mataji, Arjuna, when heard from, when he was absolutely, he said that I do not want to fight. And Krishna, then he told him that, no, how can these kind of things can come into your mind? So you cannot think like this. You have to fight. You are a Kshatriya. You stand and fight. And this is how he encourages him. And then his mind totally changes, Mataji. So this is the sound vibration.
Good. About 17 chapters of it, right? Krishna speaks for 17 chapters, and in the end, Arjuna makes up his mind, right? Because otherwise, all along, he's still asking questions. Good. Any other examples? This was a good example, right? He went from from a place of confusion to, because of the sound vibrations emitted by Krishna, he went to a higher state. What else were we to expect, right? If Krishna is speaking, that's the effect you're going to have. I'm now looking at somebody who was at a higher state and came to a lower because of sound vibrations.
Kai.
Very good. Yes.
From Madras. Mantra's speech.
From the mantra speech which was there, right? And then, of course, we also have the story of Haridas Thakur and how he was able to transform the prostitute just by sitting and chanting, right, the whole night. And she used to listen to him like that. Okay, go ahead, share some more information from the chapter. So now I'll have to stop, and if Anya is going to can speak, I'd like her to give us the 3 P's, because she wanted to give us the 3 P's of meditation. Anya, are you there? Can you hear us? Are you on mute?
Yeah, Mataji, just a minute. I'll just give it to her. Anya, you need to tell the 3 P's, okay, to Mataji. Just a minute. Just a minute. Yeah, speak.
So the 3 P's are posture and pronunciation and prayer.
And prayer. Okay, very good. So what about posture?
It's one should sit in a comfortable, relaxed position, neither too rigid or neither too flexible.
Okay, so what's the wrong if I sit in a place which is rigid? What will be the wrong? Anybody wants to answer that? What will be wrong?
We will get tired. We'll get tired, Mataji. It's a position.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mataji, mine will again start fluctuating.
Hold on, Archana. Let her finish her sentence. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It should not be too high, not too low. It should be comfortable, and we should then sit and meditate so that we can concentrate. In Dhyan Yoga, it is
okay. It's interesting that you bring that point of being too high or too low, and we'll come back and visit that again. And then and why does it say it should not be too flexible?
If it is relaxable, then we will go off to sleep. We will not be able to concentrate what we want to do.
Right. So you will be, then that is why they tell you not to go too high and not to go too low. Because if you say, I'm going to sit on the top of a tree and meditate because nobody can disturb me, and I'm going to go there, then there are chances that, during meditation, if you fall asleep, then you'll fall down from the tree, like you'll hurt yourself. And in the olden days, people used to go to the forest to meditate or out in the wilderness. And if you're too low, then, small animals can come and attack you like that. So that's why they used to lay pusa grass and then a deer skin so that snakes, things like that. So they used to take care of all that. So posture is also very important. And so we should not be lax-ideal posture. And as Vrksa always says that, as you go to an interview, and if you sit, if you can mute yourself so that the echo stops. So if we sit, just like loose on an interview, there are no chances of us being selected, right? So we have to be very alert. And during mantra meditation, as we talk about, we are talking to Krishna. So we just can't afford to be, calling out Krishna's name and then be, just, being very, very sloppy over there. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so we better be attentive there. Okay. All right. So that's about the posture. And we hear in Prabhupada's tapes, recordings of Prabhupada's japa, he says somewhere like, sit properly, like that. Then, they sit nicely. So which is very interesting thing, because this is something that we have this japa international sessions every morning on Saturdays. And so in the last session, Vaishaka Prabhu was talking about the posture, and you have to be alert and you have to be sitting properly. And then he said that, close your eyes, because your eyes will go here and there. So again, talking about how the senses go out. And then you also should be hearing and listening to what you were saying. So today when we started the session there, I remember that we were supposed to do these 3 things. So I was doing these 3 things. I was really sitting erect, although I sometimes slouch as well. And so I was sitting erect and not moving at all, and my eyes were closed, and I was chanting. And Prabhupada's japa was playing in the background, and all the devotees were chanting. And then suddenly I heard Prabhupada say, sit properly. And I was like, oh, thank goodness, I was. So, and why I wanted to emphasize this is that Maya is very, very strong. And sitting in a posture, which is not too rigid and not too flexible is very, very important, because so that we will be staying alert. Otherwise, like Vaishana pointed out, that you'll fall asleep. And the moment you go a little bit lax, then Maya just enters, from the back door like that. Okay. Pronunciation. What's about pronunciation?
All the syllables of the Maha Mantra have to be clearly and distinctly pronounced. and we have to hear that.
And why do we have to do that?
Otherwise, they don't have effect. What effect we wanted?
Yes. So remember, like we said, the sounds have a particular effect on others, right? If somebody is rude, talking rudely to you, or if a teacher is talking strictly to you, they want to have some effect on you, right? They want you feel bad, or they want to correct you like that. So they are speaking in a specific manner. So that's why they will raise the tone, or they will use certain words or in a frequency like that. So in order to achieve the results that you need, you should be vibrating the sound with the right frequency. And it happens a lot when you are doing mantras to get some material achievements, because this is the law of material nature, that if you vibrate this, then you will get this effect. If you vibrate this, then you'll get this effect. If you vibrate this mantra, air will get converted into gold, right? That's how people do it, and that's how the mystic yogis do that, right? You do all these kinds of things to you because they know the right mantras, and they get that as part of the mystic opulences that they get. So pronouncing that is very, very important, right? And it also shows respect to Krishna. I mean, and especially in our meditation, we're talking Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. You're calling out to Krishna and not even calling out his names properly, right? But Krishna is very, very kind and very merciful. He will also look at your situation, right? Because if you're coming from a country where you cannot pronounce things properly because your language, not things properly, you cannot pronounce Sanskrit properly because you're coming from a country where a language is used which is, doesn't even have those characters and letters in it. So you pronounce it slightly differently, right? Like R is not there in some languages, so they'll say L like that, right? Or M is not there in some languages, so they say Ka or something like that. So, or H is not there, so they'll say Ka like that. So instead of saying Maharaj, they'll say Raj like that. So they will be pronouncing it that way. But Krishna, what is Krishna looking at? Krishna will be looking at your heart, right? To see. So if you're not able to chant properly because of those reasons, that's a different thing. But if you're not able to chant Krishna's name properly because you are inattentive, and you're chanting it wrong, or because you're not sleeping properly, or you ate too much, because of that you're not chanting properly, then that's an offense to chanting of the holy names a lot. So we have to be cognizant that sound vibrations are important, right? And that's why they're saying that pronunciation is very important. And it says there that mantra meditation is all about focusing the mind on hearing the sound vibration. Okay, so number one, why do you think that even though we know Sanskrit as a language and this mantra is in Sanskrit, even though we know, why do we mispronounce? What is the reason we mispronounce it? Why is there a slip of the tongue?
We are not attentive to hearing.
Sorry?
We are not attentive to hearing.
Sometimes we want to finish faster and then we don't pay attention. We just go like, I want to finish my rounds.
You just go like that, right?
Not attention to details.
Yes, you're not paying attention to details. In short, you're not paying attention. Right? And it is not that you're not paying attention to the hearing process. Actually, you're not paying attention to the speaking process in the first place. That's why. So you're not paying attention to the mantra. You're not paying attention there. And so mind is here, there, everywhere. So the tongue gets distracted and will start vibrating something else, like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, like that, And so how do we monitor that? How do you monitor that? Either you tell your spouse to monitor it, and then you won't like it when they come and tell you that you made 105 mistakes in 108 mantras that you didn't know. So that is why you have to hear what you
can also record,
right? Yeah, you have to hear as you go. Yeah, record will tell you. Recording is very good, but the difference between hearing and recording at the same time is two. The one is I'm totally looking at it from the rectification of the pronunciation perspective, and I'll talk about other things later. But from the rectification part, if you are hearing it, then you will get instant feedback, right? And so you'll be able to correct it instantly. Right? So whenever you need to have some a control system, you should have feedback, and if the feedback is instantaneous, you can bring in corrective actions instantaneously, immediately after that, right? But if you say, I'm going to record my 2-hour session, number one, you need another 2 hours to listen to all that, right? And then your chances of rectifying that will come only the next day or next time you sit down to do your meditation, right? And also, you won't be able to also analyze and remember that in that 2 hour situation, when I slept, what exactly was I thinking, right? But if you are trying to hear, the moment you hear something wrong, then you will know, now I know why, right? Having said that, because we are not able to focus on the mantra, right? And this is because of our anarthas. You're not able to focus on your mantra, that you won't even be able to hear yourself chanting. That is how powerful the mind is. The mind will take you in its own chariot, and you'll be way far removed from Krishna or the mantra or anything like that. You'll be thinking about, income tax, or, some birthday to be organized next year, like that. It all comes during that time. So it is anarthas, that we don't have a taste for chanting the holy names of the Lord. And why we don't have a taste for chanting the holy name of the Lord is because we have taste for something else. So slowly, 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 as you replace those lower tastes with a higher taste, right? And to do that, you need to get the association of devotees, you need to get the association of scriptures, you need to practice and things like that, right? And so there are offenses. And you will notice, now I want you to analyze tomorrow, or maybe let us do this little exercise here itself, okay? So I'm going to put you all on mute because I don't want you to hear each other unless you are husband and wife. For this exercise, you might decide to go to another room, split the couples. And I just want you to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 3 times. Just chant it 3 times, right? And hear every word that you are pronouncing, that you are reciting, every word of the mantra. Okay? 3 times. And then I'll also recite it 3 times so that I know that the average, that if the time is over. And then we will come back and we will have some more discussions on that. Okay? So I'm going to mute everybody for now, and then we'll come back again. 3 mantras. Okay, so I'm going to unmute all of you now. All right. So let's be honest. I'm getting an echo from someone, so if you can just mute yourself and unmute when you have to speak. So I'm just looking for honesty. It's okay. I will go in first, and I'll tell you that my mind went away once in just the 3 rounds that I did. And I was like, let me check what the time it is. Am I going too long in the class? That was the thought that came. Okay. Anybody else wants to go in and share your experience?
Mataji, in my case, I was in the first mantra, I said the mantra properly. In the second mantra, I was trying to bring intentionally the meaning of each word and speak, but it didn't come. So I was thinking why it is not coming.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
For me also, I had read the meaning of Hare and Krishna and Rama, and I thought, okay, when I say each word, I should go into the meaning of it.
Yeah.
But then by the time the third one came in, I was like, okay, am I taking too long in this? So.
Okay. Then go ahead. Anybody else wants to share?
What I noticed was I had high attention when I say Hare Krishna, but when I said at the end Rama Rama, I didn't hear that twice. So my attention just dropped. Each time I started, it rise.
Yeah. Okay.
Mataji, I spoke, but I didn't know if I'm doing it right. I just tried to record it. I'll give it to Kathy to evaluate. It was 2 minutes.
You'll get some good evaluation. Good.
I should be qualified, Mother. You should be sending.
No, it doesn't require anything, in the sense that you now know the techniques, what we are saying that you look for. So you can always tell him, yeah, no problem. There's no harm in that, doing that. And those of you who are watching us online, if you are doing this exercise and you want to share something of your experience, please feel free to type it on the WhatsApp, on the Facebook, and I'll just go. Means I'll just pick it up, and somebody remind me to pick it up. So always say that and never pick them up. Right. So
I can look, Mataji, and I can tell you if there is
thank
anything.
you. That will be a big help, Kathy. You are a big help for this course, actually. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else wants to share?
Yeah, Mataji, I was also, when I was doing the chanting, I was able to do it properly because the sound vibrations are coming properly, but I was not able to get the meaning. I mean, I was not able to focus on the meaning. I was just saying the words.
Okay. So now, when we are chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, the mantra itself is powerful. And it's the sound vibrations of that mantra that's going to have the effect, and not the fact that you understand it or not.
Okay.
You see?
No, I mean the meaning of the mantra. I was just saying it, but
no, that's what Prabhupada. That's what Prabhupada says. That no, when you think, see what is happening. That you are just thinking about the meaning of the mantra, right?
Yeah.
Like that. You just So relax, let go of that intellectual exercise of wanting to, be with the meaning for all the time. All the 3 mantras, I have said the meaning of that. Now let's go. Let the mantra take its effect. You go in a very submissive manner. Now we'll do it one more time. All that you need to do is to hear what you are chanting. That's all. Okay. Now this will be a quick round. I want you to chant only once, and then we'll come back. Okay. So muting all of you here momentarily. Just one round. Okay, unmuting all of you now. Now let's look at your reflections.
I'm still trying to focus.
Manasi, say that again.
I mean, I was for the last 3 rounds, I was trying to say that focus on the words, focus on the mantra, and this one also it was the same.
Okay, that's a very good point that you bring. So it was same again.
Mataji, if we do it only short amount, right? If we think, okay, I have to do only 2 mantras, then the focus is more.
Okay,
I
so
think the challenge is more if we try to go beyond 1 or 2, then it's okay, it becomes prolonged. That's when I think practice comes in.
Okay, so we heard 2 things, same thing again from Manasi, and less is more. Less mantras is more focus from Neeral Prabhu. Okay. Anybody else wants to share?
Yes, Mother, focus was there, Mataji, when I was chanting.
Okay.
It was, yes.
And then did you hear everything that you spoke?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
I heard.
And was it easy in the sense that okay, here it is, I'll be done with it. It's only 1 mantra she gave me this time.
Yes, Mataji, that is true.
Right?
That's your, yes, Mataji.
Sonal Mataji, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, same. I was able to focus.
Okay. So if you are thinking, let's look on the less is more. Less mantras is more focus, right? So what does it say about our approach when we have the 16 rounds to complete, and there are 108 mantras in 1 round? What should be our approach towards chanting?
One at a time.
1 bead at a time. This is how, because if you try to set a bigger thing, Miss Mind is going to come and immediately start telling you why it cannot be done, and the 600 other things that you need to do instead of wasting time 2 hours in chanting. The mind is going to come and tell you. So you see, even for 3 rounds, the mind came in and into like, I need to do the meaning. Now coming back to meaning and to Mansi's experience, she said that that she tried not to analyze the mantra, and still the mind would not listen. Mind is stubborn. The mind is like that, right? And that needs to go away, and it will go away through suitable practice. Now that you know, one thing I want you to know, Mansi, is that you are not your mind, right? Prabhupada says mind is a rascal. You are not a rascal. You are a soul. So the moment you know that you are a soul and you are separate from the mind, then it'll be much easier for you to tolerate the fact that the mind went here, mind went there. You're like, okay, this little baby, I have to take care of this and train it and do things like that, right? If you're thinking that, I am the mind and I am the one who's analyzing, I'm the one who's doing all this, then you will be, you'll feel bad about it, maybe give up the chanting process completely itself, right? So doing the same thing again and again is what is known as samskaras. Right? These are samskaras. We have been doing this for so many, like, at least for myself, I'm very sure I never chanted in my previous birth. This is the first birth that I started chanting. So I have done so many other things. Some are good and some are bad. Some are, like that. So they won't go away overnight just because you attended this class like that.
Yeah, Mataji, reflection on Facebook from Preeti Radhika Mataji.
Okay.
She's saying, I could hear well while chanting because I did make japa great again in morning and thought of that.
Very good. Yes. So association of devotees, right? Yes. Very, very important thing to remember. So that is hearing about it, right? And then, and Vashana, also, I'm kind of partially answering your question that we had tabled earlier, right? That mind will go and how we're going to do that. So slowly, we're going to do it. So we will, chanting in the Kali Yuga, chanting is supposed to be the way to go. It's supposed to be the thing, right? It's not a meditation in the sense that how they used to meditate in the Satyuga. It is not Ashwamedh Yagyas or Rajasuya Yagyas. It is not worship, in the temple, building temples. We can't even purchase a house, forget about, building a temple. Whole life you pay for the mortgage for that, like that. So then for this, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam, it says that, in Kali Yuga, this is the only way and only way. So now we have been giving this is the only way. And the sad part is we can't even do that correctly, right? Because the mind goes here and there everywhere. So this is our hope of salvation. This mantra meditation is the way to go over this. And this is how we will then discover our divine nature. And Prabhupada says in one of his lectures, he says that if a man is sleeping, then how do you wake him up?
Nothing.
You take the name, right? And say, Utho, right? So you take the name, like Anya Utho, is what Archana will say. So just as when you are sleeping in this material world and you can be awakened by a material sound, similarly, we as the spiritual souls are actually sleeping also, because when we are identifying ourselves with the body, we are in ignorance, which is equated to sleep. So we can again be brought to life, or we can again be awakened by sound, but it will be a different sound. It will be a transcendental sound vibration that will bring us, awaken us. And what is it that makes our mind go away from the focus, lose the focus when you are doing mantra meditation, is your attachments. And attachment doesn't necessarily mean that I like this, right? I'm attached to my daughter and attached to my son and so on and so forth. Attachment can be on the other extreme also, that I hate this and I hate this person did this person did that, they spoke badly to me, they spoke rudely to me. Or you could have other kinds of attachments also. For example, you could be attached to earning more money, right? You could be attached to becoming famous. So all these attachments that are there in your, in your mind substance, those attachments are going to come and raise their ugly head again while you are chanting. So the less number of attachments that you have, the better your chanting will go. And I'm not saying that, now Mansi should get out of the house and not be attached to the husband like that. I'm not saying that, right? Or Kathy. What I'm just saying is that don't make it the biggest focus of your life, right? Because the focus of our life should be Krishna, right? And that is why we are here, right? But that's why we are going to do the meditation.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Kathy. Yeah.
Mataji, now I understand that we have so many attachment and my mind wanders every time, and I still continue doing the chanting, right? But then how do I deal with with that thought of guilt that, oh, I'm never going to come out of it. Like I see myself attached, and I mean, you know what I mean? I'm disrespecting Krishna's name by not paying attention. Like, how do I deal with that?
Yeah. So before you sit down to chant, we always take the names of Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, because they're very munificent. They are, they are very forgiving also. And so they will forgive our things, but that doesn't mean that I have a good time and say, okay, Krishna is going to forgive everything that I did, like that, right? But you should always be begging. Yeah, you should always be begging. And that's why we have these Vigyapti prayers. Why do you think I'm emphasizing on Vigyapti prayers these days, right? Because Vigyapti is that you go and open your mind towards Krishna, right? It might be difficult opening the mouth with spouse or with friends or anybody else, but if you open your mind before Krishna, that's what Matsamo Nasti Papatma. It's saying that, like me, there is nobody who has committed sins like me, like that. Who can we go and tell that, right? We can't tell our bosses like that, right? So, but we open our mind towards Krishna, and then we tell put our proposal that what do I want? I want service of your lotus feet, like that. So you can always open up with Krishna like that, right? Plus, sometimes there's some of these things you can also understand philosophically. Right? Philosophically, first thing that you understand is that the thoughts that are coming here are not you. It's the mind that is producing. But you also philosophically understand that the soul is above the mind and intelligence both, right? So then you also understand that it is your duty to tame it, right? Plus, from scriptures, when you read the stories, and that's why do we ask you to read Srimad Bhagavatam? Why do we even ask you to read the story of Ajamil? I mean, people have doubts and they question the very process. That look at that man, he was the worst kind of a personality you can have. He was a debauchee, or to top it all, And then what happened to him in the end? The Vishnu Dutas come there and try to defend him when the Yamdutas came to take him away, right? So the purpose from the learnings that we take from that chapter is not that I'm going to be a debauchee also because Ajamil was mad. We have to focus on the fact that Ajamil took the name of the Lord in a non-offensive way. And I should also try to take the names of the Lord in the non-offensive way. And I will fall flat. I will fall flat in that. And that's why the second Vigyapti, the second verse is there, the third verse actually. And it says that, where will I go? I stand on the earth and I fall down. Where do I fall down? Earth, you catch me up again. So that is our mood and that is our situation. So the humility has to be there, in ourselves. And, so all these attachments that we have will come. And one of the things that they tell you is you let them go. And knowledge is also important. And that's why you come and attend classes like this. And for example, when now you know that because of my past conditioning, I am not able to focus on my chanting, then it is the past conditioning that is doing it. Then you will ask the question that how do I get rid of this past conditioning which is there, right? Then we use what is known as, substitution. Try to have thought substitution. So every time you find that your mind was wandering off, you just, open your eyes, look at the DT form of Krishna, then close your eyes, and then again go back. So it is always good to sit and chant close to where the DTs are with you, because the DT will help you at that time of the day, like that. And again, have faith in the power of the mantra. And the mantra actually goes from your ears, right? And that is why we tell you to hear. So hearing is not only a check on you that what I'm doing is the right thing. That is more like a material check, right? Sort of, I'm hearing, but actually I shouldn't be saying that, because when you are pronouncing the mantra, the sound that is coming from your mind, from your mouth, is not a material sound. It is a transcendental sound, right? So when this transcendental sound actually goes through your ears, right? So the doctors will tell you that there is a ear, and then what is it called, Khyati? That tube which is there?
Ear canal.
Ear canal and eustachian tube, something like that, remember?
Eustachian tube. Huh?
Yeah, eustachian tubes, like there you go, right? I'm exposing my knowledge of biology on the internet. So anyway, so we'll see this connection. This is a connection, and you see, you cut open a frog, and you see there's a digestive system, there's circulatory system, there's nervous system. You see all that, right? But beyond that, there are subtle channels also in our body, and they connect the ear to the heart, which might seem like, what is that? I can't dissect, but it's all happening on a subtle plane, right? So that channel that connects your ear to your heart, that channel carries the mantra from your ear into your heart. And that is why they say that even if you are not chanting proper, right? If your chanting is bad, then the cure of that is even more chanting. And we have this very nice example in the Nectar of Instruction, which says that when you have jaundice, right? When you have got jaundice, then because of the production of excessive bile juice, and bile is bitter, so everything tastes bitter. No matter what we give you to eat, it will be bitter, bitter, bitter. It's like, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it, right? And if we give you sugarcane juice, you'll say, I don't want to drink it, it is so bitter. But the cure of jaundice is sugarcane juice in the Ayurvedic system, right? So I have got a disease condition. I don't like the sugarcane juice, but I still force myself to drink it. And guess what? After some time, the sugarcane juice starts becoming sweet, because your disease has gone away. So we have got this disease. And as I said in the beginning, that this material body is a disease. And material body and the extensions and the attachments and everything is a disease. So that disease will get cured when you pour the Harinam in from your ear, and it will go into your heart. Now, what is there in the heart? Now, don't give me auricle and ventricle. Give me something else. What is there in the heart?
Super soul, Mataji.
Consciousness.
Say that again.
Super soul.
Super soul, very good. Archana, you think positive things. Very good. Super soul is there, soul is there. Okay.
Emotions.
Your emotions are there, which means the mind is there.
There.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Love is there, Mataji.
Love is there. Yeah. Yeah. And then what about the 6 enemies of the mind, which we did a few weeks ago?
False ego.
Right? They are there. Right? As thoughts, attachments are there. Right? And their database of whole database of what we did in our previous births, whom we like, whom we don't like, all that is stored inside our heart. Right? So it's like the dust. It's a lot of dust which is there in our heart. So the heart is not clean. So then the example Prabhupada gives is that if the heart is not clean, and it's like a rug or a carpet which is full of dust. So what do you do when the carpet is full of dust? You take the carpet in front of your neighbor's home, and then you beat it with a stick, right? So when you beat it with a stick, then all the dust falls down. So similarly, because of the vibrations. So similarly, when this transcendental vibration goes from the ear holes and goes into a heart, it's going to vibrate the heart. And these bad things are going to go away. And that's the formula, and that's the cure that our acharyas have decided to us. And so as and when these anarthas start disappearing, and it can take a very long time, so don't feel frustrated, right? After all, we have spent, most of us have spent at least 16 to 18 years in school, right from when we were 3 years or 4 years old till we matured as, young men and young women. We were studying, and every day we were just doing studying and nothing else, most of us, right? So for a material thing, to capture a portion of the material thing, whatever was the area of your expertise, to do that, right? And some have to go even beyond, like Kathy had to went and did doctorate, postdoctorate, and things like that, just to catch hold of the material things. I mean, she does research in the area of cancer, so it's difficult, right? So if that is difficult, then what to think about the subtle things? It's difficult to grasp all those, then subtle is going to take a little bit more time, right? Than that. So don't feel frustrated. Don't feel, that it's not happening. It'll happen. Even if somebody asks, like, how long do I have to chant, Prabhupada, till I get a taste for chanting? He said, 40 years. So you can imagine at my age, I don't even have 40 years. Then you can, develop a desire, consciously develop a desire to chant, attentively, and try to, get into the association of devotees, do things which are conducive, eat things which are proper. Maybe one of the reasons that we fall asleep a lot is because we had a very late dinner and the food is not digested. So when you get up in the morning at 4 o'clock and start to do the chanting, then the food is still getting digested in your stomach. There's some work being done, and then there's fatigue there. So you sleep because of that also. Like that. Try to chant in the same place. Try to chant in front of the deities. If possible, try to chant at the same time, like that, right? And if at all if thoughts are coming into your mind, then as soon as you manifest the thoughts, right, take out a piece of paper, write it down, then that thought will go away. But don't feel very jubilant that thought went away, because another one will come, right? So you'll get carried away. Where do you get carried away? I mean, you were here when you were chanting. Most of the times you get carried away into the future. I have to do this, I have to do that. Like I told you, that I have to ask all of you, is it late? Have I gone too long? Is the class long? Like that, right? Mind was going into the future. The class has to end, like that, right? Or when the heart is saying, like, she misbehaved, he misbehaved, where is the mind gone?
Past.
Into the past, right? So the mind goes into the past, the mind goes into the future. And during meditation, what you have to do is you have to bring the mind into the present, because the only thing that you can really control is the present. And Sadhguru Prabhu gives a very nice example. He says, this is your hand. Can you touch and feel it? Can you touch it? Want to do this exercise? You want to touch your hand? Okay, touch your hand. Then I want you to touch your hand as it was 10 years ago. Can you do that?
No.
No, right?
No.
Okay, I want you to touch your hand 30 years from now.
No.
You can't do that.
Not possible.
If you can't do any of these things, then don't try to do it. Right? So you can't go back and change the past. And you don't know what is there in the future, so why worry about it? Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many of you knew that we were going to be affected by Corona? None of us, right? I had my whole nice plans laid out as I was coming on the plane from India to America. I was thinking, oh yeah, something happening in China only, But right, so you have no control over the future. But this present, this time that you are in, actually, they say that present means the present tense, and also means a gift, right? So it's a gift of God to you. And if you use that in thinking about the past and the future, then you're throwing away the gift that Krishna has given you this moment, this time that you have over here. So always stay present in the moment. So that's also a P there. Present in the moment. You have to be present in the moment. And you will be so surprised that when you are present in the moment, which could also mean exercising and practicing and saying, okay, I'm here, I am chanting, I have put my hand in my bead, I have taken out the hand from the beads, and I'm now going to the next bead. If it is like that, then do it like that, because at least you are in the present. If you don't do that, then you'll go either into the past or you go into the future. You'll be angry from the past or happy from the past, and you'll be most likely you'll be worried about the future, because we don't know what it is. Okay, so try doing that. Small, and always remember small goals, one beat at a time. Varshana.
Yes, Mataji, my problem, whatever you told, I don't have these problems. My only problem is, Mataji, my body is always tired. And I go off to sleep. And unfortunately, I want to sleep in time at night, but unfortunately, I don't get sleep at night.
Yeah. So when you don't get sleep in the night, that's a good time. Why don't you chant in the night? See, it's a paradigm shift. Why do you have to chant in the morning? You don't get sleep in the night, 2 hours are all yours. Try that. And sleep will come. Guaranteed sleep will come, because Maya starts acting. So just change that. You can always change as long as we tell you to chant in the morning, because morning is a good time. It's the mode of goodness. It's a mode of goodness. But if you have not slept properly, you will be tired, right? And when you're tired, then you will, and again, on top of that, you're talking and it's a rhythm there and a repetition there, repeat it, and then you'll fall asleep. So it's a very natural thing.
Fall asleep, right.
It'll happen like that. So you have to sleep proper and try. I tried this on myself, because before I came into Krishna consciousness, I was completely into the material world, and which meant that I was waking up till 2 o'clock and doing office work, and I was in product development, so you know how that goes. Like, if you switch on that light, I'm not able to see. Then when this thing started, so I was like, all right, I'll get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And you can always get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, because you can set your alarm, it'll go. And you have a beginner's enthusiasm, you will get up and then take a shower and all that and sit down and then start chanting. And then, you don't even know, it's 7 o'clock and your husband is waking you up. You don't even know when he went to sleep. right? Because you did not have sufficient sleep. So this body has got some needs, the body has got some requirements. So then I said, okay, I won't get up at 3, right? Let me get up at 4. Again, slept. Let me get up at 5. So small daily improvements. So in your case, Varshana Mataji, what I would say is, like, if you're going to sleep at 1 o'clock, right? Say, okay, I'm going to sleep at 12:55. 12:55, and also make your bedroom a place where you just sleep, right? Like, don't do anything else in that particular room. Don't make that as your study room, because then the mind is a creature of habit, and then when you go there, when you go there, it'll know that, okay, you're going into that room, or we sleep there. So then the mind will also go to sleep like that. Although mind never sleeps, the body will sleep. And so try doing small, and it is going to take some time. Just have patience. Write it down. You have a sadhana card, right, that your Guru Maharaj gave you, which has the sleep time and the wake time there, right? Print that sadhana card. If you don't have a print, you can have it. Yeah.
I don't have the sadhana card, Mataji.
Okay, I'll send it off to you. Just send me a reminder. I'll send it to you. And then I'll send you a Word document, sadhana card, so that you can enter your wake up time and your sleeping time there. And just make 5-minute improvement, 5 minutes at the end of 1 month, 5 minutes for one, only 5 minutes. And if you're successful, that you have to be successful only 12 days in a month to be able to reduce by 1 hour the time that you go to sleep. So don't feel frustrated if it's not, you're not able to follow that. You only have to do it 12 times, 12 times in a month. Just decrement, decreasing. And what I mean by that is that, you went to sleep at 12 today. Tomorrow you try to sleep at 11:55, but can't do it again. Go to sleep at 12, and that's fine. That's fine. Just one failure is fine. You can fail 3 times and still you're good, like that, right? So don't let the failures bog you down. Chanting is serious business, and it is the only thing that can really rescue us. So do that. Sometimes they say, and it works for some people, and again it requires a lot of determination in you, is to say that I am going to read 1 page. Don't take a book with you, right? Because the mind will tell you, okay, now 1 more page, now 1 more page, now 1 more page. Yeah. You just take 1 page, take a picture of that page on your cell phone. Ideally you should not have the cell phone, because then you'll have a tendency to go on WhatsApp and talk to other people in other parts of the world who are awake at that time, right? So try to do that. Always try, if it's possible, and you might want to talk it out with your husband, is it possible for you to have early dinner, so that by the time you go to sleep, dinner is already digested. I know it's very difficult in India. We eat at like 10 o'clock in the night, which is very bad thing to do, right? After sunset, we should not be eating anything. If you're hungry, drink some milk or have fruit or something like that, but we should not be eating. But it happens. But try to do, maybe one day try to do like that, I know it's difficult when you are in a family to do that, but these are some of the things that come to the top of mind. Don't attack the beast, like don't take the beast by the horns. Just go slowly, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, like that. And I will sleep. Pray to Lord to sleep. And also, when the reason you're not able to sleep is because you're thinking of something, they have a little diary next to you and start writing down. Whatever thoughts are coming, just start writing them. Write them down in white ink so that nobody reads them. Right? Because you could be thinking about your spouse, right? I'm just kidding. Yeah, so write them down, because writing them down gets rid of it. It gets manifested, and somehow, the mechanism is like that, the mind will go, and you will sleep. After all, you do go to sleep, right? At 1 o'clock, you do go to sleep, right? So it is not that you don't sleep, you do go to sleep. It's just a matter of moving the rhythm and moving the pattern to a slightly early pattern. And say, I'm going to chant only 8 rounds in the morning. How about that? And I'm going to chant 8 in the night.
Actually, that's a good idea, Mataji.
Yeah, just do that. And sleep will come. When we are chanting, sleep comes, right? That's what all of you are saying. I agree to that.
Yeah.
You can do that. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any other thoughts? It's 7:55 and you have only 4 hours left before you go to sleep.
And which is this book and the one we read about, the month meditation? This is this document which you sent.
This
today?
document is part of the Bhakti Vrksa, and we don't circulate, normally we don't circulate electronic copies of this. We have Bhakti Vrksa in a controlled environment in people's homes. You might be able to get it from the Pune temple. It's the same standard thing. And it is only because of the coronavirus that I'm giving away these copies. So don't circulate them, just keep them, yeah.
Okay.
Because we need to, because we just give it to somebody who's a neophyte, then it has to be done in a guided manner, right? Like that. So that's uncirculated. But you got your copy, right, Varshana?
No.
You didn't get it? WhatsApp group. Okay, I want to tell you something, that how many of you know that you can pin a WhatsApp group?
I don't know.
Okay, so on your WhatsApp, right? On your WhatsApp, what you can do, and I'm just going to, you see the chats which are there? The chats are showing up, right? And can you read it? Can you read?
I can't see it properly, but
your screen is too bright.
My screen is too bright. Okay, so you'll have to believe me. On the top is my group called Weekly Vedic Readings, right? Where I give the Bhagavad Gita Bhagavatam classes. So here you can pin this chat. So what you can do by pinning the chat is that no matter you have 1,000 other WhatsApp groups of which you are a participant, because what happens in the WhatsApp group is that the moment a new message comes, that chat goes on the top, right? And then 600 people come, and then the most important message goes to the bottom, right? So because I care about you and I want to make sure that I don't miss out on your messages, then that's why this group is on the top. So you should put these groups like San Mateo, Vrksa, Bhakti Vrksa should be on the top. And then you can pin up to 3 WhatsApp groups. So one should be your spouse for sure, right? Otherwise you'll be in serious trouble.
Yeah, direct call.
You can choose other 2. And what I also do is I kind of like cycle through them. For example, I know that I'm giving a class to the Vedic Readings group, so I will pin that, because I know during the 2 hours that I am giving the class, then a lot of people will be sending me WhatsApp messages. And then if a student is trying to say something to me, or I want to say something to the student, that important WhatsApp group is gone, right? So try to pin these important WhatsApp groups.
How to do that, Mataji? Where is the option?
Can you just Google? Yeah, just Google that, and it'll be very difficult for me to. Yeah, it'll be very difficult for me to explain that to you, because you can't see my phone, right? Because of the technology thing. Just Google it, and you will know. These days we Google.
Okay, Mataji, we got only 2 pages today, and we did not get the whole book on the PDF.
Every Bhakti Vrksa will be 1 or 2 pages only, and so and we will only go through that so that we can be focused on that topic only, and as guided by Shraddha Mataji. And
Preeti Radhika, are you saying something?
Oh, I wasn't saying anything. Okay. I just had my hand like that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So come back and tell us, and Varshana, you meet us almost like 5 days a week or 6 days a week, like that, right? Because you're part of the class also. So you can tell us about your improvements, right? And during those classes as well. You can
yes, Mataji. I will, from today itself, I'll start.
Yeah, from today itself, tonight, you do your, if you are going beyond 12 o'clock, then the other day has started, and you can start chanting for the other day.
Okay.
We'll just go do it that way. And for everybody, it's a different thing. It's a different thing, come what may, yena kena prakarena mana Krishna, right? So we have to put our mind on Krishna this way or that way, night or afternoon, daytime or that time, in the park, in the bedroom, in the bathroom, wherever you get a chance, you chant.
Right. Thank you so much.
In the bathroom, you won't take your beads.
Yes.
Okay, any other thoughts? Archana, where did Anya go? She's sitting next to you?
No, Mataji, she's in the other room.
She's in the other room. I don't see her, though, on the screen here.
Oh, you can see her.
I can't. Can I? Is she there?
I think so. She left the meeting. Yeah.
Okay, I think she did her quota of reading.
You are still in the meeting? No, no? You're still in the meeting? No, Mataji, she has left, I guess. So,
okay, then she'll get homework.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, but it's nice to be at such young age and to have that enthusiasm. By the way, Archana had asked me earlier that, can the daughter join like that? Can the daughter join? I said, yeah.
No, Mataji, she was actually, I told her it's about mind, okay? And she's like, she's just a kid, and we being adults, we are so restless, So I told her it's like Mataji will be discussing about mind. So she said, Mama, I also want to attend. I said, okay, you can join. I'll just text a message to Mataji.
Yeah.
And you said
yeah,
yes.
Yes, please let her attend. Let her attend. I'll be just cognizant of what I'm talking and not talking like that. And then, okay. Wow. So my Rakesh Prabhu told us something. I want you all to go to our San Mateo group. So the chat that went to the San Mateo Bhakti Vrksa. I'm going to say Hare Krishna there so that it pops up on your WhatsApp. Right? You got the message? Did you all get the message? I said Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Mataji.
Okay. Now I want you to press the back arrow so that you go back to where you see all the chats, the chat window where you see all the chats, right?
All the chats, yes.
Right? Now go to this chat, this message that I sent you, and then you go and move it towards the right hand side with your finger. Move it towards the right hand side, and you will see the pin button there.
That's Apple iOS way. In Android, it might be different.
Who has Android?
Android maybe.
Mataji, long press. When I do long press, in Android, it is showing 3 options. In that one is pin.
Yeah, that is an option.
Yeah. So you can pin your messages, that you think are important messages like that, and you can unpin them also.
That's very helpful, Mataji.
Maximum of 3. Yeah, I live on that. I survive on that actually.
Yeah, actually.
Mataji, the pin doesn't come. It comes the arrow. Go to the.
No. Go to the conversations screen, not the chat itself.
Yes, Prabhuji.
You have iPhone, right, Prashana?
Yes, Mataji.
So yeah, go to the screen that is showing the chat. Like when you go to WhatsApp and when you press on chats, it shows you all the chat. It should say chats on the top. Does it say chats on the top for you?
No, it says broadcast list.
Yeah, very good. And underneath the broadcast list, what does it show? What is the first chat that you see?
That Bhakti Vrksa.
Very good.
And it is
right, very good.
Krishna.
Right. Yes, very good. Now, very gently touch it with your finger, right?
Yeah.
Move it towards your right hand side, right? First, figure out which is your right hand, because I'm demonstrating it might be coming opposite.
Yes, I got pin, Mataji.
Yeah, Vaishana is now in the pin world. Okay.
Yes, got it.
So we now, whether we are Android or whether we are iPhone, now we know how to pin our chats, right? So these are some of the things that I, can I talk for 5 more minutes? Because these are something which are really close to my heart, especially when you're doing devotional service. Okay. So we keep on talking about that we will see God if we remove the Cheto Darpana Marjanam, if we remove all the bad things which are in our heart, right? So that should be a constant endeavor. And every step, every word, every action, every thought that we have to be constantly checking, is it Krishna conscious or not? Am I doing the right thing or not? Right?
Yeah.
Constantly. So WhatsApp is very, very addictive. Very addictive.
Yes.
You go there to do something and you find something else and you respond to that, and then response comes and you say, oh, but that person said that. You go to another chat and after half an hour you realize I didn't even do what I was supposed to do, and it's actually getting worse. Because WhatsApp is becoming a way of a life, Earlier I succumbed to that, And important messages because you got diverted here, you got diverted there. You find something very nice, now let me forward, and like that it goes on and on and on. So avartha kalatvam is when a person advanced in devotional service does not want to waste even 1
second.
1 second, right? So how about coming on time to the class? Right? So there's a word that I coined, which is kotlot. Kotlot, COTLOT. Come on time, leave on time. Right? And if you focus, if we really want to go somewhere, right, we really go there. If we really want to go someplace on time, we really go there on time, right? And well begun is half done. If you begin something nicely, then it'll be done nicely. Like today, there was complete chaos in the class, right? Right? So try, try to listen to the instructions that are being given, and hear. After all, you are coming here to hear, right? So hear. That should be your focus. And why don't you hear? The reason is the mind is somewhere else. Right? Okay. So we are supposed to. Our goal in life should be that I have to become a better devotee. Towards that point, I have to just keep on, thinking over and over again as to know how avarth kyala kalatam is one. Nam gane ruchi, to glorify the Lord, you should have that, right? And then also, being good to others. And, I really like how some of you behave in the class. That I really like Sutapa, she's not here. I mean, whenever it is her turn to read, and if somebody by mistake reads, and then she starts and he starts, or she starts and somebody else starts, and she always comes back and say, no, you go ahead. And I think she gets more sukriti by giving her chance to somebody than she would get by reading Bhagavad Gita, you see. So that is something that we need to also inculcate, that be a giver. Can I give my chance? Now, I don't want you tomorrow in the class to say, pehle aap, pehle aap, pehle aap, pehle aap, and then half an hour, this all going on like that, right? But have that thing at the back of your mind, right?
Yes.
And these little things, these little anarthas, right? Also, now that we are on video, right? We try to do video. Today was a good day. We didn't have too much of problems. Try to mute yourself. Try to stay muted, because then we have these noises that come, and sometimes the noises are, you're not making the noise. Actually, what happens is the noise is coming on the way. Your line picks up the noise on the way and then presents it to everybody here on the screen. Like that. So you might not be, you might think I'm in a very quiet environment, and I'm saying like, I hear noisy line and I'm muting you, like that. So if we inculcate that good habit, then I won't have to spend my cycle saying, muting and muting, talking this, that, and like setting up reading rosters and like that. Right? So keep these few things in mind, and when these anarthas will go away, then Krishna will automatically appear. He's already there in your heart. It won't take you a long time to do that. And the beauty of that is that yes, it takes a long time to do the mantras. It takes a long time to find Krishna, but people have found Krishna in a very short period of time. Can you give me an example? Now you should ask me a question. How short is short, right? I'm talking about compared to millions of births that you take to find Krishna. Somebody found him in 6 months.
Dhruv
Maharaj, there you go, right? So can you imagine how much concentration Dhruv Maharaj had? And he was given a more difficult mantra, right? It was not Hare Krishna, it was not 3-letter thing that we are finding difficult, right? To do that. So approach it in a very humble manner. And I'm constantly also telling you in all the classes that for the Vigyapti verses, right? I'm saying, approach the verses in a humble manner. They will come to you. They will like your humility. They will come to you. Don't sit down and say, I'm going to now memorize this. Try to approach it. Try to relish it. Try to glorify the verses. See the good points which are there. Sanskrit is a beautiful language, and these are uttam shlokas. They are written by very exalted people, right? Devotees of the Lord. So they will have their own effect. Just chanting it like that will have its own effect. And you can meditate on these verses also. That's also meditation, like that. So who are the cooks for tonight, Khyati Mataji? If she's still here with us. Maybe Neeral Prabhu are you on mute?
Mataji, she went to cook.
She went to cook. Okay.
I don't know what she did.
So Khyati Mataji is the cook for tonight.
She's always the cook, Mataji. Only once a day, maybe Friday or something, I do pizza.
You do pizzas? We are coming on Friday. As soon as this, shelter in place and social distancing is over, we'll do that. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So tell us, any parting thoughts that you have? Anything you're going to do differently tomorrow? Anyone wants to volunteer?
I'm going to sleep 5 minutes early today.
Very good. That's a good resolution.
I will try to be a giver.
You'll try to be a giver. Good. I am your closest neighbor. We are in the same city. Okay, yeah. Okay, so think about it. You don't have to tell me, but meditate on that you want to do something differently. It could be that you want to wake up 5 minutes earlier, right? And then, because again, these opportunities that we're having right now is because of Corona. And that's why I was saying that Corona should be in everybody's head, not just because of fear. It could also be because of gratitude. Because of this, the commute time is reduced for all of us, zero commute. So we are able to find a little bit of relief that way. I mean, of course, there are other difficulties we are getting because of that. I'm not undermining that, but this also gives us a very nice opportunity to sit and do Krishna Katha. Who knows? I might have to go for work. I might have to work after Corona thing gets lifted up. So the classes are finished, right? I'm not available, or you have to go to work. You're not available, like that, right? So make the most of the time that you have. Come on time, be courteous to others, mute yourself and speak up, share your thoughts and participate enthusiastically. If you're bringing kids are there, kids are welcome, but kids need to be again in a controlled environment. So I would say, Archana Mataji and also Sudevi Mataji, have your kids sit with you. And also before, I remember my mom used to say, whenever she took us to any of her friends' place, and we would take a rickshaw and we would go like 15 minutes or 20 minutes, I would always get a 20-minute lecture on behavior. Be on the good behavior. Don't do this. When food is being served, don't look at it. Don't go and pick it up yourself, like that. So it's a constant, and it's the job of the parents to say that. And parents have to constantly say it, even if the kid doesn't listen. And this I'm telling you from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Mataji, this reminded me of one small incident, you see. I was very small, hardly 7 or 8 years old, 7 years, I think. And Mama taught me how to eat mango with the spoon. So I went to somebody's house, and my father took me there. They served mango, and very nicely, you see, I took, and with the spoon I was eating. Can you imagine, Mataji? He called all his grandchildren to see it. I remember that incident so well.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. So put them in a control, put them with you so that you can guide them, and you also know what they're doing, because kids want to come, but they do not have that kind of a concentration, to be able to go deeply into these kind of subjects. So let them be that, and you have your negotiation that, okay, you'll come for 15 minutes. That way you also won't feel bad that, I told Shraddha Mataji, my kid is coming, and where is the kid now? Because I'm not expecting the kid to have focused attention for more than 15 minutes. And it's okay. It's okay if they're coming, but you just set their expectations, set the class rules. I mean, like as Vaisheshika Prabhu says, that you don't want a Kumbh Mela, right? Yeah, because then we won't be able to utilize so much of the time here. But kids, we really want the kids to be there. I really want them, even if for first 15 minutes. And we all can be encouraging. Maybe we can allow them to read. The kids read more in the beginning, and 15 minutes they go. And we set the house rules for them. Like, 15 minutes over, and then you go and you play. Like that, or give them some homework or some book to read, and they can go and read that. That way, everybody's time will be utilized very nicely, like that. So those are my parting thoughts for today.
Thank you so much,
Pancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhye Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Mataji, we have one question, but after the call.
Oh, you had a question for me? Okay, yeah, you can call me on the phone.
Okay.
And we are meeting tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a smaller class because I have my Bhakti Vrksa that starts at 7. So we will start at 6:30.
Come on time, go on time.
Yeah. So most likely what I'll do is when you join, even before you join, I will start broadcasting it so that I don't waste any cycles in trying to broadcast. Nowadays, YouTube or Facebook, I'm always in a dilemma where it is actually going to broadcast. So I'll do that exercise before, and then we'll go straight into the class like that. Okay. So we'll be doing the 20th verse from the first chapter. Can you believe it? Out of the 800, we have done 19 already. Small, slowly. So don't be in a rush. Slowly, one verse a day. That's all we took. That's all we were doing. And then Krishna said, no, you have to do 3 today. So 16, 17, 18, 19.
18. I think Krishna is trying to match the day and the verse number.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So Krishna will give, and he will give it to you even in your beads. He will give it to you. He's a giver, but we have to make that first attempt. We have to turn the face towards Krishna, and which you all have already done, like that. Okay, okay, Hare Krishna. Have a wonderful time. But from now and a few hours later, we're going to assemble again and have our 6:30 class. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Those of you who are joining us here on Zoom, as well as those of you who have joined us on Facebook, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams.